How do you solve a problem like the Dusk Court? Honestly, I've got an idea, and I'd like to see what you think of it. For those who have not read the Crescent City series, please read that. Or I have videos where I explain the things that you're missing from Crescent City in case you don't want to do the extra reading, because I do get it. But basically, the prison in the Night Court is now the Dusk Court, reawakened. It's a long story, but by right, it belongs to Bryce, who is the protagonist in Crescent City. However, at the end of the third book, which is as far as we've gotten so far, she hands over the artifacts that are of her court and of her people to Nesta as if she's passing the reins over to her. So first, we need to point out something. This new court is going to create a lot of problems with people like Beron. He is much more likely to think that this is Rhysand expanding his power and territory, and therefore will strongly oppose it. But they can't just have this court come back and not talk about it. Like, they're going to have to say something. And so that's why my proposal is actually pretty neutral. And low-key, the inspiration for this was actually my husband's theory. But the Dusk Court should go to the Valkyries. Not Nesta, not the Night Court, not any one specific entity, but more of a neutral territory. First and foremost, we don't know that Bryce is coming back. We don't know that she's not coming back. That's very much up in the air. So if Bryce comes back and decides she wants to claim that court, it's just better for everybody if it's the Valkyries instead of a different High Lord. So I think the Valkyries should be given the Dusk Court, and because it's a whole palace and everything, they should turn it into kind of like a training camp. I don't know how many of you have had loved ones serve in the military, but I did have a friend who joined, and I got to visit him for his family day during boot camp. It was a great time for everyone. They got to let off some steam. I brought some of his other friends from home with me, and it was just a big thing with a couple hotel rooms, and it was great. And that's what I think the Valkyries should do with the Dusk Court. They should extend invitations to every court, because keep in mind, up until recently, the Night Court has always had a mask of evil and corruption. And so now they're trying to undo that image, and the best way is to actually let them send some of their own people in to train with the Valkyries. That also increases the rapport between these different courts because they'll get to experience each other's culture and people and really see these people for who they really are. And it just so happens the Night Court is run by people who are actually egalitarian. They want to show everyone that the female warriors are just as capable as the male warriors. We can assume Tarquin is like-minded because he wants to take away the hierarchical system between the Lesser Fae and the Higher Fae. And then also for those who haven't read the Crescent City series, we have a big bad that's coming, and it's bigger than Koschei, it's bigger than Hybern, it's bigger than all of it. And they're going to need forces. Most of their forces have already been wiped out because of Hybern. And now they're preparing for Koschei. And they just found out that all of that is inconsequential because the big bad that's coming is even worse. So they can use this as an opportunity to bond with their fellow Prythian people, develop warriors that might actually stand a chance, and also have an open conversation about the technology and other things that are coming with this big bad. Because they have electricity and guns and all sorts of things and condensed magic, and it's crazy over there. And it's all coming to Prythian, and the Night Court knows it. So this is a convenient way for them to, again, train everybody, but also explain to everyone what's about to happen. The big bad is referred to as the Daglan by Amren, but in Crescent City they're known as the Asteri. So I think giving the Dusk Court to the Valkyries is the best neutral option that isn't going to look like a power grab and instead looks like a way that an unexpected surprise can benefit all of Prythian. But what do you think? Who should get the Dusk Court and what should happen to it? Tell me in the comments.